And we are live. Yeah, well, we're a minute late, I guess, as always. Look, if you've been subscribed for more than like 24 hours, you know the live streams never start on time. In fact, if I'm less than 5 minutes late, I'm actually early. But yeah, I was trying to finish my dinner. I'm actually going to have to eat a little bit on this stream. I know, it's disgusting. I had some zapacho cooking in the oven, which I believe translates to butternut squash. And it's really freaking good. Anyways, I'm going to give everybody a second to kind of trickle in here. We'll probably start talking transfers in like exactly 2 minutes. I was trying to make a pretty little like slideshow for you guys, but things never really work out that way. I'm going to try to share this presentation, and we're going to see where this goes. It could be a disaster. But anyways, we're just going to talk transfers. I really just want to do more lives here on the channel. I feel like we used to do that a lot more often, and every time there's a big break in international play, there's like no live streams for, I don't know, 2 months. And that just seems like way too long. So in an attempt to correct that, I am going to be doing these more often. I don't know, probably once a week is kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like once a week is a reasonable cadence. Of course, some will not be satisfied, but we'll see. Let me see if I can finish this. You know what? I just might go straight into talking about the transfers. I see you guys starting to pour in the chat. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button if you could. I think we are about ready to get going. So rather than say if a transfer was good or bad, I kind of thought it would be more fun to go with the tier list style formula that I've used previously. So like giving a tier grade to a transfer. I think that would be more fun than being like, I think it's good, I think it's bad. And so we'll just go player by player. And you guys hear me out. I'm going to say what I think the transfer is on a letter tier list scale. And then we talk about it. And if we agree, then we'll just move right on ahead. If there's intense disagreement, then I guess we'll debate it for an hour. And we'll be talking about why Jonathan David to Juventus is the greatest transfer in CONCACAF history. Sound fun? Sound fair? Speaking of Jonathan David, let's start with that one. I am going to attempt right now to upload this presentation, and this might destroy my Argentine Wi-Fi, which was never made for anything intense whatsoever. Let me see. Before we even get started, Matt says, is it fair to hate Dortmund? I mean, I guess, Matt, why do you hate Dortmund? Are you a Bayern fan? No, you must hate them because of Gio Reyna. That's probably why you hate them, if I had to guess. You can hate whoever you want. I mean, people hate Thomas Christensen, and that guy's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So you can hate whoever you want. Try to have at least a creative reason, though. That's the only thing I would recommend. Are you thinking of doing winners and losers? I'm gonna do the tier list. Winners and losers, I think I might do like a national team recap video of that. So like Canada, big winners. Guatemala, nothing happened. Losers, you know, sneak peek of what it would look like. You've been busy with TAC and other videos, dude. I've just been busy, period. We have Lengua de la Liga. Our La Liga predictions drop tomorrow. Then we have like several other of those videos that need to go out immediately. I have another CONCACAF transfers video that's going out. I got a CONCACAF player power ranking video. I know you guys hated / loved that one last time. What's up, bae? So that will all be dropping in the next 7 days. And then it's just full steam ahead when the season starts. And I don't really know what's going to happen after that. Let me see. All right, let's see if this worked. Why am I so small, though? Hold on. Can we make this a little bit? There we go. Oh, that actually doesn't look that bad. That actually doesn't look that bad. Okay. So I guess we're going to go in order of whatever my PowerPoint was. Malik Tilman, Bayer Leverkusen, chat, drop a letter grade. Drop a letter grade in the chat. Malik Tilman to Bayer Leverkusen. I think it has to be an A, but the haters will probably go something lower. And there is a hater argument, and I'm going to get into that because I'm a huge hater. In terms of league, massive upgrade. In terms of club, this is where I would say it is an upgrade, right? I do think Leverkusen could probably, if they're not stronger than PSV right now, once they get like another season of reinforcements, because they just lost their entire like star team pretty much, they probably will be better than PSV again. But he'll certainly be in a better league, better tested. He is the heir apparent to Florian Wirtz. And the fact that an American is the heir apparent is an honor. Is it going to work? I have no freaking idea. I'm going to be watching this move closely. I'm actually going to be watching way more Bundesliga than I want to this year. I'm very interested in how Serie A and the Bundesliga are going to go down. So I think you have the intangible of being the replacement for Wirtz, and literally the fact that it is a record-breaking transfer fee for Bayer Leverkusen. That is a big deal. So that's the bull argument why this might be an A. Let me see what y'all saying. All right, I'm saying B+. He has Ten Hag as a coach, so he's getting benched. Jesus, that would be terrible. B, because no one deserves to be coached by Ten Hag. Okay, so you guys are getting something here. B+, Eduardo's going A. Joey says D. USmen L players don't belong outside of MLS. Well, that is true, but the world hasn't caught on to that. We got a lot of B's and a lot of A's. Okay, the argument for why this isn't an A and the argument for why it's a B is Leverkusen's fairy tale might be done. Two of y'all already mentioned Erik ten Hag. That's what I'm talking about. The Xabi Alonso, the sexy project, the literally good-looking Spanish manager in charge of the club, going invincible, the greatest stretch in the club's history is done. And if Leicester was any indication earlier, 10 years ago at this point, it's not going to happen again. So I think there's a bit of recency bias with this move, where you look at Leverkusen, you're like, bro, like they had Wirtz, they had Frimpong, they had Xhaka, Ngampie is there. Well, yeah, Xabi Alonso's the manager. Almost everybody's gone. Almost all of their star players are gone. There are still some there, but this isn't the same as getting signed to the Invincibles Leverkusen with Alonso. Erik ten Hag. I don't know what that man's going to do. He might burn Leverkusen to the ground. So he's a massive unknown. That's the reason why, in the argument for, I can understand why some people would be like, this is cool because it's the Bundesliga, but it's not as awesome as it could have been. If this happened a year earlier, wow. Like Xabi Alonso, Leverkusen signing Malik Tilman for 40 mil? That's crazy. But now he is the figurehead of the rebuild. So some people will say that's good because, hey, man, you're pulling up to the parking lot. Here's the keys. If Florian Wirtz is still there, you're not getting the keys. You're not even in shotgun. You're in the back. Like, we have to, put the extra seat up just so you can sit down and get in the car. But now he's going to be the guy running the offense. So that's going to be really, really exciting to see. Maybe I'm talking myself out of A. I think I got caught in the own recency bias. I'll go B+ for this move. I think it's a B+ move overall. A lot of y'all saying that you hope Ten Hag doesn't bench Tilman. That would be kind of crazy. Canal Zero says 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 GA in the league. I think if Tilman got 13 GA in the league, Chad, is that a W or an L? 6 goals, 7 assists, debut season in the Bundesliga for Leverkusen. I think that's a dub. He finishes with 6 and 7. First on the team, a chance creation, something like that. Leverkusen finished 4th. Yeah, I think that's a dub season. Massive dub season would be like 9 and 8. 9 goals, 8 assists. If he gets that, he's basically close to what Wirtz was doing stats-wise in the Bundesliga only. Now, Europe's a different thing. The Cups are a different thing. Trophies are a different thing. But he doesn't have to be the greatest player we've ever seen for this to be a successful move. Yeah, chat's going W on that. I totally agree. Okay, so that's Malik Tilman. Let's see who's next up on this list. Everybody's favorite player, Jonathan David. Okay, so Jonathan David to Juventus, chat. Letter grade for this transfer. Y'all take a second to think about that. I'm going to eat a piece of zappacho right now. God damn, that's good. Woo! Let me see. A 9.5. Okay. S tier, he'll be exposed as a fraud. Marco said he should have gone to Napoli. A. Everybody's saying A. Tingus Pingus is hating, though. He's saying B. Tingus Pingus, you so far, you and IDK have said the lowest ratings. IDK is also going B. What's the argument for B? Looks like IDK is saying the defense isn't great, so that's why it's a B move. That's interesting. I didn't really think about that in terms of the move for Jonathan specifically. I think it's an A because he's still going to a giant of Italy. You know, the most successful club in Italy in the last decade. I mean, these guys had a vice grip on Italian football for a while. It was getting so boring. That's why nobody gave a damn. It's because Juventus were just winning everything. And I think if you look at where some of the other big strikers have gone in the market, there really wasn't, unfortunately, a lot of places for Jonathan David to go. I think Marcos or somebody else said Napoli. That would have been interesting. Napoli would have been interesting. I don't really know if Jonathan David's an Antonio Conte type of guy. That would have been cool, though. I would have been equally as hype about that. I think even though Juve have kind of fallen from grace and they're not a sexy destination right now, imagine if Jonathan David could be the guy to bring that back. Imagine if he goes there and he balls out and they win the league. I mean, like that would be huge. For me, it's an A because Jonathan David had to get the hell out of France because either you were taking his performances seriously or you thought he was a fraud. I'm sure the chat is probably split 50-50 on that. You either thought he was a fraud or you thought he was best striker in CONCACAF. There's nowhere to hide anymore, bro. There's nowhere to hide at Juventus and in Serie A. I also think, here's a mini kind of plot line, which did factor in a little bit. I want to see how he does compared to the other CONCACAF guys, right? Because here comes Canada's star boy, outside of Alphonso Davies. Let's say Christian Pulisic, who some say is the face of AC Milan. If he gets more GA than Jonathan David this season, let's say it's significant. Like, let's say Pulisic ends on 14-8. Let's call it 25 GA. He finishes on 25 GA in the league as a winger on a AC Milan in shambles. Jonathan David finishes on 12 GA for Juventus. 10 goals, 2 assists. I mean, I guess I finally would have to concede at that point that maybe France was a bit of an XP boost for Jonathan David. Now, I'm too stubborn to ever surrender. So I would still maintain that Jonathan David is the best striker in CONCACAF, unless Raul Jimenez just pops off this season, which I don't know how Fulham's going to do. I'm so ready for that because we're finally going to be able to compare. Jonathan David previously compared to Christian Pulisic was too much apples to oranges. It's not apples to apples now because one's a winger. They're obviously on different teams. But at least now, like one weekend, we're watching Jonathan David against Napoli. And the next weekend, we're watching Pulisic against Napoli. And it's like, all right, who had more of an impact? It's just way easier to kind of see the true difference in class now. Because at the national team level as well, both of these guys cook. Jonathan David cooks for Canada. Christian Pulisic cooks for the United States. So I'm so excited to see what this looks like, man. Do I have any talking points for this one? No, I think this one's great. Both the U.S. and Canadian fans can give each other the finger, depending on how this move goes down. Who we got next? Matteo Chavez. Matteo Chavez. This one happened a while ago. More Zappacho. Nothing fell. Thank God. How are we feeling about this? If y'all been following DeadBall TV, you know how I feel about this. I have one rule. Chat, what's the rule? There's one golden rule. Eredivisie or Jupiler Pro League, regardless of context, is an A. Regardless of context, regardless of team, regardless of transfer fee, really regardless of it, the only way it's not an A automatically is if you're 37 years old. which they would never sign a 37-year-old Mexican, American, Canadian, Guatemalan, Honduran, Jamaican, whatever. So that's never even going to happen. It's an automatic A. No context needed. Automatic A. Especially because this man is out of Liga MX. The $2 million transfer fee, that makes it even better. Who gives a damn? I think he already got an assist or something. I don't know. I've been seeing so many Matteo Chavez and Huescas tweets on the timeline. I know Huescas got a goal today in the Champions League qualifying. They were playing Malmo, so we can just calm down a little bit. Those guys are finished. But still, I think this is a great move. Let's see. Is anybody not going A? I don't think anybody. I've not seen anything. Eduardo says S+. Alejandro also says, damn, we got several S's in here. Okay. It might be an S signing. It might actually be an S signing. I didn't see this earlier. Bonnie says David scores 15 league goals minimum. I'm there with you, dude. I think he'll probably get 16 goals. If I had to guess, I think he can get 16 goals this season. If he can bench Vlahovic, that would be hilarious. That would be so funny. Serbia's in the mud. Yeah. Ahmed says D because AZ Alkmaar's a filler team. And also, he is Mexican foreigner curse. Is there a Mexican foreigner curse specifically at AZ Alkmaar? How many failures does Mexico have at AZ Alkmaar? I don't really know. Failures at AZ Alkmaar? I don't know. Chad, who's gone to what Mexicans have gone to Alkmaar and flopped? Do we have enough of a catalog there for that to be a curse? Didn't Hector Moreno play for AZ? He played for PSV, didn't he? Hector Moreno played. Oh, I guess he also played for AZ. Okay, was he at AZ or PSV when he effed up Luke Shaw? I think it was PSV, right? Am I crazy? Maybe he never played at PSV. Hold on, Hector Moreno, Mexican footballer. Let me see. Yeah, he played for both. He played for AZ and PSV. Okay, he was at AZ Alkmaar for 3 years, then went to Espanyol, right? That led up to the La Liga years. There is no curse. I don't really know if there is a curse for Mexicans at Alkmaar. I mean, Hector Moreno had a pretty successful career, I would say. Doesn't really get spoken about ever. I don't know. He's kind of like, he gets spoken about even less than like Marco Fabian, even less than like Miguel Ayun. Like Hector Moreno barely ever gets brought. I haven't seen an Hector Moreno tweet in 7 years. Like I know he wasn't always great for the Selección, but like he was a good European center back for like 7-8 years, and just got no clout. No clout. He's a solid looking guy as well. I mean, he doesn't even have the ugly tax. I really don't understand it, but I guess just no one cared. Let me see. IDK's Mihailovic flopped there, but again, he's Zeppi's merchant. Mihailovic did flop there. Now he's back in the MLS permanently. That's a great shout. Yeah, I don't know what curse Ahmed was talking about. I think I'm pretty confident saying that this is a good move actually for Matteo Chavez. I have no doubts about it at all. Okay, so I agree with you on that one. Next up, Timothy Waya. All right, chat. Timothy Waya. Be fair now. Be fair. Yeah, you don't have to spam F. Be fair. Why do you look like that? Squid, I don't know how to respond to that. I mean, I just do. Anthony says, yo, what's up, Anthony? Joshua says, I'm eating, sorry. Is Matteo Chavez the only good move for Mexicans? Hold on. I'm going to go back a sec. Is Matteo Chavez the only good move for Mexicans this season? It's not the only good one. I think the Stefano Carrillo loan is smart. It's not sexy. It's boring as shit. He's going to a second division Dutch club. Nobody cares, but it's an important move because he's not going to break in at Feyenoord. Although Ayasa Ueda is so mid. It is the best move from a Mexican. Is it the only good one? It wasn't really a great window overall. A lot of like Liga MX moves, a lot of big money Liga MX moves. Violantes going to America for like, what did he go for? Like 7 mil, something kind of crazy. Brian Gonzalez went to Chivas for a bag. Efrain went to Chivas for a bag. Jordi Cortizo went to Leon. I mean, he's finished for the national team. Like, that story is pretty much over. This is the best move for Mexicans. I think 2024, we had way more player movement that was positive. This summer, it really, not that there were a whole lot of L's, right? It's not like Santi returned to Liga MX or something like disastrous, or Raul left the Prem to go to MLS. But there weren't a ton of upgrades. There wasn't a Santi move. There wasn't a Huescas move. Yeah, it just was kind of all right. Going back to Waya. Excuse me a second here. Christian says, hold on. You're talking about me now. Hold on. B, Waya needed to downgrade. Okay. Thank you for bringing this up. Is this a downgrade? Is Juventus to Marseille a downgrade? Just hear me out. If you guys have seen how Marseille are moving in the transfer market, these guys want to win the league. Now, they're not going to, most likely, because PSG are just cracked out. But they are signing a lot of players. And if you're talking about French teams, they are stacked, man. They're freaking stacked. I don't know the weakest position on the team. Everywhere is good. And I'm looking at Waya. Obviously, Ligue 1 is worse than Serie A. So the league is a downgrade for sure. But I don't think Marseille is that much of a downgrade from Juventus. And also, he was, especially the Club World Cup, he like barely played at all. He's not a starter. He's not like a locked-in starter for Juve. Is he a locked-in starter for Marseille? Well, that means he's either taking Greenwood's spot, or he's taking Amir Murillo's spot, or they're playing a back five, which they abandoned halfway through the season last year, and Murillo goes like right CB, Tim Weah goes right wing back. I don't know. I don't know how much he's going to play. Yeah. Tingus Pingus says C is not taking Murillo's job. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how much he's going to play. IDK says C, I don't know what to expect from De Zerbi. Brandon says I don't rate De Zerbi, who is Marseille's coach. Joshua's going A for Tim Weah. I'd love to hear the argument. What's the A argument? Prison FC? Is that because yeah, he did sign for Prison FC, I guess. Do they have more thugs on the team, Marseille? I'm not familiar with like the criminal record of the entire roster. That's not really what I pay too much attention to. Where is Waya going to play? Brandon, I have no clue. None of us know. But it would be a statement from Waya if he benched Murillo. That'd be a big dub. Because Murillo's pretty important in that team. This is the lowest collection of ratings I've seen so far. Thomas, as a matter of fact, Jack's look is a solid B. Huh. Only a solid B? What do I have to do to get to an A minus? Do I need to bring the earrings back? Because I can do that. God, those things were annoying sometimes, though. Jack wants to see Marcelo Ruiz to Palmeiras transfer. Absolutely, dude. I'm begging for it, man. Japan is cooked in terms of strikers. Yes, absolutely cooked. Waya needs to find a certified position. Yeah, he needs to get some goddamn consistency, too. Like, again, CONCACAF power rankings are dropping. Let's see, today's Tuesday. Maybe I'll drop, if I feel like causing havoc this weekend, I'll drop it Saturday. He went down in my rankings. Tim Weah doesn't have a goal involvement since Valentine's. It's August 12th. It's been a long time since he got on the score sheet. And again, it looks like we're going back to old school Weah again, which is not good. I mean, he's always okay for the national team. But we don't see consistent season after season of good moments from Tim Weah. Last year, he was good. That was the best season he ever had. And he still got loaned out. So I don't know. I think it's a huge gamble because he could go out on loan. He's not a priority to play either. He might just get buried before the World Cup. Team isn't a massive downgrade, but Serie A de Liga is. Yeah, I would have. It is worse. I mean, the French league, they have some athletes in there, but outside of the top four, it's just not. It's just not. Man, I remember I watched a lot of ROMs last season because they had Keito Nakamura and Shinya Ito. Oh my God, they were so bad. Watching them versus Saint Etienne, like, hurt me. It hurt me. It actually looked like Eredivisie mid-table bullshit. It was not good. Yeah, Epic says, is Waya playing right back or right winger? If right back, does he start over Murillo? I don't think he's better than Murillo. I think he's faster, but I don't think he's a better passer. You know what? He's a better dribbler, I would say. Like, Waya's got more like beat your man off the dribble capability. Murillo has very good ball control, but he's not saucy like that. Waya's got a bit of flair. I mean, he is flair. That's like his whole thing is like flair and speed. Murillo's not the fastest, but I think he's a much more skilled player. Let me see what else he's saying here. What else are I saying here? Waya's not starting. Rico says, shave, Jack. Squid says, you look like you got no sleep. Oh, I didn't get much sleep. I mean, it doesn't help that I have down lighting as well. But, I mean, I slept 8 hours last night. I actually got a really good sleep. The night before was terrible. The night before was so bad. But last night was actually quite good. I'm reading a great book right now. Oh, I don't have it with me. Stormlight Archives. I'm on book 3. It is so freaking good. If y'all want to talk fantasy books, I got you. Shout out to Connor for putting me on. Waya is a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Yep, 100%. 100%. Okay, let's move on. Tim Waya. I don't even think I said I gave it a C. I'm giving it a C. I don't see the hype in it. At best, it's a lateral move for me. I thought it was really cool for an Instagram post to be like, hey, your dad used to play here. Now you play here. Yippee. But if I see 5-5 from Tim Waya this season, I'll be stunned. I don't see it. Next up, Jose Luis Rodriguez going back to Liga MX. And I said Eggies. Liga MX for Juarez. Chat, what do we think? Does anybody not know who this is, by the way? Does anybody not watch Panama? So how many years did he spend? He's Rodriguez. How many years has he been in Liga MX? Who doesn't know who this is? Be honest. Let me see. Who doesn't know? WTF is that? That's a person signing for Juarez. Who is this random? I don't even know this guy. Who? Wait, who? Nope. What team he played for? Question mark. Cesar is blown away at how much he does not recognize this man. He could not be more stunned. He's like, never seen this guy in my life. He plays for Panama. He was over in Serbia, barely played. I still cannot find a reason. I've searched in Spanish. I've used Google Translate. I guess they just thought that he wasn't good enough. He got sent out on loan, and now he's back at freaking Juarez in Liga MX. I'm trying to see, who else did he play for? Was it just Juarez previously? God, there's too many Luis Rodriguez's like in the world. Yeah, so oh my God. He was there last year as well, 27 games. Did he ever play anything before? No. Okay, so he didn't play for anybody else in Liga MX. I don't know why I thought that. He was in Serbia, didn't do a damn thing. What's a Panama? This guy is actually the father of Weston McKennie. For anybody wondering, I know he's aging like fine wine, but that is in fact his dad. And yeah, I'm going D on this for those of you who actually do know who this is. Jose Rodriguez is a really technical footballer, and he looks very saucy. He scored a banger against Costa Rica in the Nations League, if anybody remembers that, like last year or 2 years ago. But the guy has been at a different club for like the last 7 years, and I just don't know why he keeps popping around from league to league. And this is a guy who's pretty important for Panama. Not like Coco Carrasquilla important, but pretty important. So when I saw that he went back to Juarez after like not playing at all in Serbia, I guess they made the loan permanent. I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird to me. Kind of made me sad. I want him to stop moving around and hopefully, I don't know, get 10 GA and Liga MX. He never really balls out. He's kind of, I was thinking about this when I was putting this together. He's kind of the Panamanian Tim Waya, where it's like he's athletic, he can dribble, his stats are largely terrible every single year. And so it's kind of like this, all right, you can sometimes do stuff on the pitch, but you don't really have a final product. Just his dad isn't George Weah, and you guys obviously didn't even know who he was. Do we have any Panamanians in the chat? Do we have any Panamanians in the chat, by the way? Let me see. Probably not. By the way, since you don't know Liga MX like that, Juarez owners have lots of money and they're slowly building a solid project, but they keep making many random signings. They need an actual coach. I appreciate the insight, Tony. I do not know anything about Juarez and what their ownership is doing. I think it's a good player to bring to Liga MX in terms of talent, but yeah, I don't know. This guy, way too much turbulence in his career. I'm going D overall. Most of y'all don't even know who he is. Is he a backup player for Panama or Juarez, Eduardo? I don't think he's a backup at Juarez. If he's not starting for Juarez, Jesus, man. Half Panamanian, half Honduran here. Damn, okay. Wow, the Gold Cup must have been a little rough for you, IDK. I mean, it was either a win-win or you like went all in on your Panamanian heritage, and then Honduras knocked y'all out, and you were depressed. Anyways, yeah, not a great transfer. All right, you guys should know who this is. You guys should know who this is. Does anyone not know who this man is? Juarez is the most mid-team of mid-teams in Liga MX. Correct. That's absolutely correct. Does anybody not know who this is? Squid says he's back. I didn't even know, Squid, that you were out. Rico says don't know the guy. Kevin don't know him either. Really? Jay knows who he is. Jay knows who he is. Ahmed says I put all my knowledge on AFC, so no. I love how Ahmed jumped into a CONCACAF transfers live stream. I appreciate that. That's real love, though. This is Luis Palma. This is Luis Palma. If you're Mexican, you should absolutely know who this guy is. If you're Honduran and you don't know who this is, that's crazy. If you're American, I don't know if Palma's ever done anything against the United States. I don't remember. World Cup qualifying? This is an AI player. No. I mean, he's been playing like an AI player for the last season. Yeah, so Luis Palma is owned by Celtic. He was at Olympiacos last year on loan. Didn't really play a lot. Now Celtic have sent him to mother effing Poland, dude. And he's there on loan at Lech Poznan. I think is how you pronounce the club. Letter grade for this transfer. I'm also going to have to go D because there's zero hype behind it. I don't see any way that for Celtic to keep him, he's got to get like 18 GA in Poland. And he hasn't had 18 GA in the league in 3 years for Celtic. He had one really good season for Celtic, and it's just been like downhill ever since. Like consecutive years of failure for Luis Palma. He's a very lucky man that there's not a ton of competition for him in the Honduras national team. And he's still like, even when he comes off the bench, he's still like one of their best players. But yeah, this move, I mean, like, I'm not going to be watching the Polish league, man. I was pissed off when this happened. At least when he was at Olympiacos, I was like, okay, Europa League. Okay, European football. Okay, maybe I'll throw on the Panathinaikos or Ajax derby. I'm not watching the Polish league. I don't know if Lech Poznan, they might be in European Conference League qualifiers or something, but I don't know. I see moves like this and swear to God, I'm like, just go to Liga MX. Just go to Liga MX. Go to MLS. Go to MLS on loan. Why are you going to Poland? Poland's not better than the MLS. Poland's not better than Liga MX. It just doesn't make any sense to me. At least go to like a small Portuguese team or something. I saw Poland. I said, nah, he is actually on his last chance. If this move doesn't work out, he's going back to North America. I can guarantee you he's going back to North America. Is a good Polish team. XD, are there good Polish teams? With all due respect, I don't know. Maybe it is a good Polish team. There probably are. If they're getting Luis Palma on a loan, they're probably somewhat relevant locally. But just go to Mexico. I don't understand. This move made no sense to me. Brandon says he's inconsistent, is always more in the clinic. Yeah, he does get injured all the time. He's probably becoming too much of like a social media influencer. Yeah, it's just Lech Poznan just lost their UCL qualifier against Red Star Belgrade. Well, that means though, if you lose the UCL qualifier, you still go to Europa League, right? Some chat fact check me on that, but I think you still go to Europe. I think you still go to Europe. Lech Poznan's the team that created Lewandowski, so yeah, maybe a little relevant. Fair. That's fair. But I still don't see the upside of going to the Polish league. I don't see the upside on that. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they develop him. Maybe they develop him more. He needs minutes, and he needs to play against somebody relevant. If he can't break in at Poznan, Polish Giant or not, that's an L, man. Okay, y'all are saying right. Okay, so I guess I'll correct myself previously. We will be able, I know all of us were dying about this. I'm really worried, but we will be able to watch Poznan and Luis Palma in the Europa League on Thursdays. So there we go. And I'm going to tune in, man. I want Palma to succeed. CONCACAF is more fun when Luis Palma's cooking, so I'm still going to give it an E, though. Okay, this move. All right, who knows who this is? We're getting a little hipster here. We're going to get back to the big three. Just everybody calm down. Who knows who this is? Who knows who this is? MLS better than the Polish League? 100%, Migote. 100%. Not even debatable. I mean, shit, go back to Olympia or something. Excellent work. Excellent work, Brandon. Christian Martinez. He bossed the Ismile Diaz team in March. This guy is in Israel. And I think his transfer fee was like $200K. Like absolutely ridiculous. This is Panama's second best midfielder behind Coco Carrasquilla. And he's in the Israeli league. Again, why are you not in Liga MX? Why are you in Israel? The Israeli league is shit. What are you doing over there? It makes no sense at all. Go to MLS. It is actually better to be at Orlando City or Charlotte FC than to be in some random ass Israeli team who when does Israel export players? When have you ever heard of like, oh, the Israelis team just sold blah 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 for $6 million to Porto? I don't ever remember that happening. This is cooked, man. And I don't even think Christian Martinez is that young. Yeah, politics aside, this is the shittiest move that any CONCACAF player could be making. It makes no sense, and I'm pissed off that this guy's going to be basically this is so much worse than going to like Russia. Like the Russian Prem is kind of stagnating a little bit because they cannot compete anymore in European competitions. It dunks on the Israeli Prem. Completely dunks on it. At least go to like Russia and play for Moscow or Zenit. Like great club. This shit, terrible. This is a straight F, bro. Absolute straight F. Okay. God, I said I was done with the hipster ones here, didn't I? I forgot the order that I made is. This is Daniel Jebison. Any Canadians might recognize him. I actually couldn't find a picture of his transfer move. He's no longer at Bournemouth. He's at Preston in the Championship on a loan. Tier grade for this one, I'm giving it a B because the guy's not good enough to play in the Prem and he needs to go. So he's going to Preston for a loan in the Championship. 22 years old, man. You're like at the end of being a prospect. You're 22. Like you got to actually play. So I think it's a B. That hasn't really done shit for Canada. Played a little bit of the Gold Cup. Very much like out of the radar a little bit because of guys like Jonathan David, Oluwaseyi, even Kyle Larin near the tail end of his career. I think it's a B. We don't really need to talk about this one more. I honestly forgot that I put Jebison on the list. God damn, how many hipster ones I put on here? Matthew Schwanier, another Canadian, another one from left freaking field here, was a grasshopper in Switzerland. Now he's in the MLS on a loan. Is it better than going to Israel? Yes, it is. Is it a good move? I don't know. I don't think there's any hype to Matthew Schwanier leaving Europe, potentially forever, and going to LAFC. I mean, he'll get to play with Song Heung-min. That's pretty cool. I mean, LAFC are compiling quite a squad over there. I mean, they got some ballers in that team. But he's 26, man. Like, he's got to stay in Europe. I don't know. I don't know if this is a Mihailovic situation. Probably not as bad. But I'm going absolute mother effing D on the hype list here. Keep the hipster picks coming. Well, this one's a little less hipster. Ismile Diaz to Leon. Chat, let me know. Let me know your rating for this one. I think I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B because he was at Católica. He was doing his thing. He's the best player at the club for 2 years in Ecuador. Balled out in the Sudamericana. There was nothing else to do at Católica. He had to get out. The Mexican league is better than the Ecuadorian league. Sorry, Martin. It's true. Ecuadorian league is solid, but it's not Liga MX. And he's going to Leon, where they have a pretty good cast. And I hope he plays, and I hope he gets minutes. Yeah, I'm going to... Is he always pointing? I don't know if he's always pointing. W move, A downgrade? A lot of B's here. Couple A's. Leon is cooked, though. No wind in their sails since they got kicked out of the Club World Cup. Yeah, that's true. But it's still a better situation than Católica. And, like, he was so clearly the best guy on the team. Not even for 1 year. Like, 2 years in a row, you're being the best player on your team. You got to go. Unless you're, like, 34 and you're just seeing it out. You have to go somewhere else and challenge yourself. And the likelihood of him ending up in Europe is probably zero anyways. So it was either like Liga MX or the Brazilian league. Because the Argentine league ain't going to buy a Panamanian. Are you kidding me? Like, also, leagues broke as shit. They're not going to pay transfer fees. So, yeah, it was kind of Mexico or Brazil. He went to Mexico. I think it's fine. Brazil would have been hype, man. If he went to, like, Vasco da Gama or something, oh, my God, S-tier transfer. I'm going to say it's an A or B+. I'll go B+. Because there were potentially better options, but I think it's fine. That is not sweet potato. That is Zapacho. It's squash. Kervin Ariaga to Levante from Real Zaragoza in the second league. This is a mother effing A. This is an A transfer. I tweeted this earlier. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you already know this. Link in the description. Kervin Ariaga is the only Central American player in La Liga this season. Is this AI generated? Sure looks AI generated. But that's not the point. AI generated photo, C tier. The actual move itself, I think it's a freaking A tier, man. The irony in the Coco Carrasquilla transfer being like 4 years long, and then the Central American that actually ends up playing in La Liga being Honduran, to me is hilarious. Also, Ariaga's a beast. This dude was Mexican. The hype around him would be way higher. But just nobody cares. I mean, he's kind of just like a destroyer. He doesn't really have much of an offensive bag, but defensively, like a really good player. Hey, yo, I didn't make the freaking image. I just typed in Kervin Ariaga on Google, and I just snatched it. I really don't use ChatGPT for image creation. A+ signing for Honduras, absolutely. Stop putting career mode players on here. It does freaking look like 2K. Like I'm making my point guard right now. We need more B tier CONCACAF players making these kinds of moves. Yes, 100%. I mean, like, there's nothing shameful, bad, embarrassing, disappointing about going to Levante, about going to a newly promoted team in La Liga or in the Prem or in Serie A. Those are good moves. The Bundesliga, those are good moves. In La Liga is so technical, man. So technical. Ariaga's, I think, 26 years old. He probably has a little bit of room for improvement. I'm very excited to see what happens here. But yeah, this is where Christian Martinez should be. This is where Jose Fajardo should be. This is where Denil Maldonado should be. This is where, even if you're looking at like the U.S. team, I mean, let's go to like B tier players. Alex Freeman's on top of mine because of the Villarreal links. Villarreal, I think, is like too good for him. But if Alex Freeman signed to Levante, that's a dub, man. That's a freaking dub. If he signed for Celta de Vigo, that's a huge dub. Like, not everybody needs to be a giant team in their league. It's okay, especially if you're trying to like poke your way into the national team depth chart. I mean, Ariaga is already a starter, but yeah, I mean, it's great. Coco used to play in the second division of Spain. That was what, like 5 years ago? I see like Costa Ricans talk about Coco Carrasquilla. Now he failed in Europe when he was like, I don't know, 20 or 19 or something in 1 year. I think it was 1 year he was in the second division of Spain. So hopefully this doesn't happen with Ariaga. I mean, he's been in Europe now. This would be his second season, maybe even third season in Europe. I think he was in Serbia. Then he was in La Liga 2. Now he's in La Liga. I think this is his third season, but y'all correct me. It might be his second one. Hopefully it ends up better than Carrasquilla, even though it's not like Carrasquilla is struggling. Have you guys seen him for Pumas recently? He's been their best player. He's been so good in the Leagues Cup and in Liga MX. He's really, really good. Although they did not play well against Inter Miami. Watch Ariaga come into Liga MX in 2 years. That wouldn't even be bad. I mean, if he lasts 2 years in Spain and has 2 good years, I mean, that's a dub, man. That's a dub. I don't want that to happen. Hopefully he's there till he's like 31, but it is what it is. Jack, do you have Elon's number on speed dial? I absolutely do not. I don't have anybody on speed dial. Maldonado coming to Mazatlan for real. That would be a little disappointing. Hell of a pickup for Mazatlan, though. If Tejan can play at Villarreal, then so can Charlie. Marcus, you think Tejan Buchanan and Charlie Rodriguez are the same level? That's so insulting to Tejan, man. Charlie Rodriguez is trash. I'm sorry. Costa Rica and Panama, no rivalry. I don't know if they would agree with you. I think there's clearly a rivalry there. Unless you're saying that Panama's so much better, it's not a rivalry, in which case you are correct. We need Guatemalan guys. I don't know if I have any Guatemalan guys right now. Albert, appreciate the super chat. Jack, when do you think Mora will make the jump? Probably, knowing Liga MX's clubs, 18 or 19. 18 or 19. I don't think they're going to sell him right now unless they get a $15 million offer. Maybe even more. If he does well at the U17 and U20 World Cup or the Senior World Cup, oh my God, they're going to want 30 mil. It's going to be insane. I'm actually really scared what the transfer fee. I don't know if he has a release clause or something. I feel like that's not even a thing really in Liga MX, but he could be trapped. Like, he could be a victim of his own success. But if things just keep going up in this trajectory as they have been, I would expect 18 or 19. He's going to Europe. Thoughts on Olguer Escobar? You think he should go to Europe? I've only seen him for Guatemala, so I think he's at the New England Revolution. I don't watch MLS, so I don't know how he looks there. Young player of the tournament at the Gold Cup. Could he go to Europe? Yeah, probably. He's probably good enough right now to go to a lower division. He should be going to Poland, not Luis Palma. That's where he should be going right now. Going to Poland, going to the Swedish league, something like that. That would be really cool, but man, Guatemalans don't go to Europe very often. It's really rare you get a Guatemalteco anywhere. Like, I don't even know how many. I don't know if a Guatemalan's ever played in Spain, like ever. I have to look that up. I don't know if they've ever played in Spain. That'd be really interesting. But I mean, obviously he has the dual. I think he still has his dual passport, so maybe having the U.S. citizenship as well would make like the paperwork and stuff easier. But I do not know. Denil Maldonado. Wow, we're going so like we're in the depths of CONCACAF right now, man. Absolutely, you are not going to see anybody else talk about Denil Maldonado on their freaking on their freaking channel, especially not in English. He's gone to Rubin Kazan in Russia. I think it's a borderline A, man. Borderline A. He could not have stayed in the Honduran domestic league. He's way too good for that. Get over to Russia. I don't care that Russia's blackballed. Just get the hell out, man. Get the hell out. That's exactly what he did. I think he's going to be a starter this season. Underrated center back, in my opinion. Underrated player. I like him. I like him. Yeah, I'd go A or B. I think I work with that guy. He's not a professional footballer. He does have a kind of I don't know, stereotypical appearance, I would say, in whatever picture Kazan decided to put out on their Instagram. The brown Holland, bro. He looks like Majin Buu, man. He looks like Majin Buu. Not in that picture. He looks way too happy, but he does look like Buu. All right, Nathan Saliba for Canada, signing to Anderlecht. Letters in the chat. I think this one's easy. I think this one's crazy easy. Put your grades in the chat. Put your grades in the chat. This one's hipster, but I don't know how much longer it's going to be. I feel like this guy's going to get pretty popular pretty soon. A, B from Jaybird. A again. A lot of A's in here. A plus. Ahmed, you said that you don't watch CONCACAF. How you say this is an A plus? Have you ever seen this guy before? F because he didn't join Puebla. It's hilarious. It's an A. It's an A, 100%. You guys remember the golden rule? Eredivisie or Jupiler Pro League, regardless of context, is an A. Regardless of context, is an A. But he ended up at Anderlecht, which I wish more CONCACAF players went to Anderlecht. I wish more CONCACAF players went to Belgium. I think Belgium is disrespected. The player development in Belgium is on steroids. It's insane. So go to freaking Belgium. It's okay. Jupiler Pro League is awesome. He's at a great club. He's being brought in to be a rotational guy. This is not a, to use basketball terms, this is not a draft and stash. This is not a sign him and he doesn't see the field for 2 seasons. He's playing right now. He's scoring right now. A plus, I would even say S tier, man. Absolute S tier. Ahmed says where the crowd goes, I'm going to. Yeah, this one's great. What we got next? Johnny Cardoso to Atletico. Okay, now we're starting to heat up again. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit more mainstream here. Johnny Cardoso to Atletico. Do you guys think this is an A? Because I don't. I'll be honest. I don't think this is an A. I don't think it's an A. I don't think it's a bad move, but I don't think it's an A. I have serious doubts about this. Serious doubts. See, wow. Okay, you guys are actually agreeing with me more. Wow, a lot more. Has anybody gone A? Jesus, everybody's gone C or F. Jaber said F, man. Oh my God, he hates this move. Or he hates Atleti. Mid-player to mid-club. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Hey, Atleti, bro, put some respect. Put some respect, man. C, he won't play. Albert's going B minus, so he's being a little bit more optimistic. Christian's saying, is it a C for Atleti, but a B for Johnny? Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it. I don't know how Cardoso is going to do. This is a huge level up. Like, people think, I know it's Betis to Atleti, so it's like same league. But in terms of like expectation, play style, flow of games, the physical calendar, at least Betis had Europe, and they made it to the final. So like at least Johnny knows what it means. Like that experience getting to it was a Conference League final, but still like getting to a final, I think that was big, especially beating Fiorentina in the semifinals. I don't know, man. Maybe I factor in national team too much. Maybe he's cursed with the United States. Maybe he doesn't really care about playing for the United States. That's also a possibility. Um, but I don't know how he's going to be a game changer for Atleti. I hope I'm wrong. It would be very cool for me to be wrong. If the midfield is Barrios, Baena, Cardoso, and they cook, I'll be a happy man. I really will be. But I don't know how he's going to do in Atleti's system. How is he going to do when he's breaking down low blocks all the time? I don't know. How is he going to do in the Champions League? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to be positive about it. I would give it a B move because the money wasn't crazy. An American has ended up at Atletico Madrid. Like when Hector Herrera went to Atleti, huge deal. Anytime a CONCACAF player goes to Atletico, unless I guess, actually, you know what? I don't know. I feel like any context, that's pretty freaking sick. Even if it's a free transfer, maybe a loan wouldn't be an A. A loan would not be an A. Like if Pulisic went on loan to Atleti, it'd be like, I guess we'll see what he can do this year. But Johnny Cardoso for 30 million, I think the fee was. A lot of pressure, man. Lot of pressure. Like, what happens if he doesn't play? How does that affect his standing inside the United States heading into the World Cup? I don't know. The longer that I've talked about this, Mr. Migote is saying it is an A. Delton says this is an A+ transfer. This is probably the most variety of any transfer that we've talked about in terms of what the grade is. What are you basing the letter off of? The hype or expected playing time? I'm factoring in everything. Hype, I would say, is like probably like 20% of it. Also the fit, like any other intangibles around the move, not really factoring. I guess you can factor in the transfer fee as well. I did mention that it was historic, Leverkusen paying for Tillman, so sure. But like Jonathan David joining Juventus on a free doesn't make it a worse transfer because they didn't pay for him, right? So I don't really think the money matters that much. It's more fit and like, what does this mean? Especially going into a World Cup year. So I don't know. Even on the hype scale. No, on the hype scale, it's an A. On the hype scale, it's an A. It has to be an A. It has to be an A. This can't be a B. That'd be crazy. Z says it's a clear C. That's insane. Rumors are that Albert Ellis will also make a comeback to Europe and sign for a team in Liga Portugal. I haven't heard Albert Ellis since the 2021 Gold Cup, man. That's crazy. The fact that he subs Spurs makes it an LOL. I don't think Johnny's good enough for the Prem. I think he get eaten alive in that pace of play. There's not a lot of CONCACAF midfielders who have the technical ability and the speed to play in the Prem. I mean, look at Edson. Why does Edson struggle when Tyler Adams does in the Prem? Yeah, West Ham are a cesspool. Edson likes to take his time. Edson likes to take the ball, turn, progress, pass. You can't do that in the Prem unless you're Moises Caicedo. Edson is not Moises Caicedo level. Therefore, he turns the ball over all the time. He gets tackled all the time. His passing is not amazing. I think he has the right ideas, but the speed of play and his ability is not good enough for the Prem. Tyler Adams, on the flip side, they're both sixes. Guess what Tyler Adams doesn't do? Progress the ball. Tyler Adams doesn't dribble. He wins the ball, he passes it immediately to a teammate, and he gets the hell out of the way. And when Bournemouth turn it over, he's diving in, foot first, on a crunching tackle to win it again, and then, again, distribute immediately. So Tyler Adams technically couldn't do what Moises Caicedo does. He's not good enough. And we saw it at the Gold Cup, he's not good enough to play that type of midfield role. But if we're talking about winning the ball back and being an athlete, CONCACAF have players who could do that. If Edson just tackled like Tyler Adams did, he'd be all right. But he's trying to do too much. He's trying to be more of the Thomas Souček, and he's not technically as good as Thomas Souček. He's more of an athlete, you could argue, but he's not as gifted. So Cardoso, same thing. I don't think he would have the time and the space to operate how he did with Betis. Although even for Betis, he was closer to Tyler Adams than he was Edson Alvarez in terms of like what he had to do. I don't know. I think Prem would be a disaster. I just don't think CONCACAF makes enough Prem quality players. I don't. I don't think we develop them. Maybe if they're like born in England and they go through their whole development system where they're born in Germany, like maybe Malik Tilman one day could, like by virtue of his education, be good enough for that. But I don't think MLS, Liga MX are making guys who can go over there and compete. I think Johnny is a Brazil product. If I'm not, I don't know his whole backstory, but I think he came from Brazil. Chat, where did he come from? What academy is he from? Somebody help me out here. Edson Atleti would cook. He wouldn't play. He wouldn't play over Barrios. Barrios is better than him. Barrios is closer to Moises Caicedo, like that kind of like creating six at the same time. The problem is that now at Atleti, there you have Koke, who's like old now. He's lost a lot of his legs, who's more defensive now. You have Barrios is more defensive. You have Cardoso is more defensive. And then you have Alex Baena. And it's like, okay, well, we got to make this work because the ball's out the door. Inter from Brazil. Okay, Internacional. Okay. So he's a Brazil product. But even then, I don't think he's got the pace of play. I didn't mean to compare I didn't mean to suggest that Cardoso was an MLS product. I'm just saying CONCACAF overall, man. For us to have like ball and midfielders in the Prem, woo, I still think we're like a decade away, maybe even further from that. It's a cool move in that I have no freaking idea what's about to happen. And this is my team that I watch every week, twice a week, and I have no idea what's going to happen. I watched Johnny Cardoso 15 times for Real Betis last year. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know how he's going to fit in. I don't know if he's a starter. Atleti are still signing more players. We signed like 8 players, all for 20 million each, and then Baena for 50. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Speaking of La Liga, I knew this was the last one. This is the only one I knew what it was on my list. Tejan Buchanan making it permanent to Villarreal. Now, some Canadians were a little upset at me because I said that Tejan Buchanan wasn't good for Villarreal last season. And I don't know how many of you guys watched La Liga religiously, but yeah, he didn't really do much the whole season. Like, that's not me hating on Tejan Buchanan. That's just the truth of the situation. The transfer fee being $9 million to me is wild. It's wild that Villarreal paid $9 million. I think Tejan Buchanan is worth like $5 million. Some people can. Patrick Ajimon, he went for $9 million. Well, that's an overpay too. Oh, Efrain to Liga, that's an overpay too. Tejan Buchanan, I think, again, it's not his fault what his transfer fee was. I'm not holding this against him. But I was surprised Villarreal paid that much. Not because Tejan is a bad player. He's a good player. Because La Liga teams are broke. And because they're broke, whenever you're paying double digit for a player, that is a huge statement of faith. That, like, we think you're good. So the Villarreal board thought that they saw enough in that season loan, that second half season loan, that was hard to say, to make this move permanent. He's got a lot of competition. Ilyas Akomach, young Moroccan player. Moroccans are very bullish on him. Is back from injury. He tore his ACL. That's the reason Tejan even got signed in the first place. Nicola Pepe, one of the greatest transfers all of last season, coming in on a free, being a top 5 winger in La Liga last season. He's also back. He extended his contract, I think, till 2028. So now Tejan, I will assume, is second in the depth chart. I don't think he's beneath Akomach right now because Akomach is going to need time. But that is a stacked position. So what the hell happened? Does he go out on the left? I've seen Tejan play on both sides of the pitch. Does he go out left? Does Nicola Pepe go out left? Does Nicola Pepe go in a striker? I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's very cool that Tejan is staying in La Liga because La Liga has like almost no CONCACAF representation. It freaking sucks, man. It freaking sucks. Because we have a lot of players who could play in La Liga. Like Hoka Garaskia could be in La Liga right now. Christian Martinez could be there right now. Nathan Saliba probably could have gone to La Liga. But instead, they just go other places because La Liga's broke. And La Liga's, because they're broke, they're like very Spaniard focused. Anyways, I'm digressing here. I think because he's now permanently going to be in Spain, I'm going to give it a B. The competition is crazy at his position. It's crazy. It's like signing. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like signing. No, it's worse. This is worse than Johnny Cardoso joining Atletico in terms of competition of the position. It's way worse. It'd be like joining. It's going to sound hyperbolic, but maybe it's like joining like Barcelona at center back. It's like, okay, well, there's a lot of guys here. It's great to have another depth piece, but like, are you getting in over Kubarsi? Are you getting in over Araujo? Are you getting in over Christensen? Are you getting in over whatever other Barca Academy guy they just sprout up every single week? I don't know. It's going to be tough for Tejan. W that Canada keeps him here. W that Canada has a player at a Champions League club in Spain. Villarreal are one of my favorite teams to watch in Europe. They're so sick. They're so fun. The footy from Marcelino is so freaking good. That's their manager. So freaking good. So I'm going to give it a B. I'm even going to go B+ because I'm biased and I love Villarreal. Damn, somebody says they want to tolerate Charlie Rodriguez. Hey, that happened like 45 minutes ago. Costas, you seriously are late. Carrasquilla to Real Oviedo. God, could he save Oviedo? If he went to Oviedo and they stayed up, he's the best midfielder in CONCACAF. Might be the best transfer of CONCACAF window in terms of potential. I would say in terms of potential, we're talking about potential of the player or potential of the move. If it's potential of the move, I think you have to say Jonathan David's potential of the move is the highest. If you want to say like what's the best for the player's potential, then I think it's either Nathan Saliba to Anderlecht or Matteo Chavez to Feyenoord. Those are the two moves that's like, whoa, this could really blossom into something awesome here. Europa League Final 2021. Bro, Villarreal, man, they have some dogs, man. They're a really, really good team. Reckless Monkey says they got scammed. 9 mil is crazy. It's a lot of money. If Tejan Buchanan can't cut it at Villarreal, what chance does Alex Freeman have? Alex Freeman is a raw prospect who's very athletic, and from the reports that I've read, seems to have a good attitude. So therefore, he's got a chance to do something good. And fortunately for him, the right back position at the United States is not phenomenal. Joe Scally has not gotten any better in 4 years of being in Mönchengladbach. Serginho Dest is the starter, hands down. It's not even close. But if he gets hurt, the second spot is there for Alex Freeman to take. I didn't think that Alex Freeman showed Premier League potential. And some people were like, I always knew you were an idiot. Like, I got a comment like that from a guy who doesn't follow me. I've never had an interaction with him before. And he was like, I always knew you were a dumbass. And this proves it. I'm like, this proves I'm a dumbass that I don't think Alex Freeman has Premier League potential based on the Gold Cup? That's crazy, but okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Villarreal would be such a huge step up for him. And their fullbacks bomb up and down the pitch. Up and down the pitch. He's not going to be just defending. He's not going to be just attacking. You are truly vital to how Marcelino wants to play. And you're going to be isolated one-on-one a lot. A lot. But you're in a good offense to run up some stats. You want a stat pad? Go to Villarreal. It's a great club to be at. So it'd be huge for Alex Freeman. If Tejan Buchanan can't make it, like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember Tejan Buchanan at New England. Pretty hyped, I would say. Like, pretty hyped prospect. More hyped than Alex Freeman, I would say. He's also an attacker, so I think that helped. That was also like the blossoming of the Canadian national team. Maybe he got some cloud points from that too. If Tejan flops, I don't think Freeman should go there. I think it's too risky. It's a demanding system to play in. Demanding system to play in. And then he's going to have Champions League as well. Could Alex Freeman go to La Liga? It would be interesting to see. I think something like Osasuna would make more sense. Or my God, if he went to like Rayo Vallecano, that'd be so cool. And he's got much less competition, much less eyeballs, and he can just get better. Villarreal's tough. It's not an easy place to go as, fourth on the depth chart and just try to break in. It's going to be tough there for him. I don't know if that move's actually going to advance. I saw that Orlando didn't accept the money. I think I saw 6 million or something offer, and it was rejected. You got to take that money for Alex Freeman, man. You absolutely have to. Best Central American food. I don't know Panamanian food at all, man. I love pupusa, freaking awesome. Costa Rican food, I don't recall like something particularly special. I ate a lot of like mariscos while I was there, but I don't remember what the dishes were called. But I would say pupusa is my single favorite plato from Central America. Really, really good. You cannot work out after you eat that, though. I mean, you are in a coma. It is some of the heaviest food you could ever eat. Word was that Villarreal would loan Alex Freeman back to Orlando. That could be interesting. But then I don't know what, loan him out for a year, and then Villarreal do have, now that I'm thinking about it, the right back, they had Kiko Femenina, but he left this summer. They don't have a ton of options there, but they're looking at Champions League. I just don't think Freeman's ready for that. But maybe in like 2 years or something, if he continues to get better, maybe he could end up there. Best Kuwaiti food? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Luke de, oh God, I can never say this kid's name. Fougerolles transferred to Belgium. Fire. Do I need to say the rule again? Chat? Eredivisie or Jupiler Pro League, regardless of context, is an A. And for this young man, it's no different. It is an A no matter what. I don't care what the fee is. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. It's an A automatically. Anytime a CONCACAF player can get over there, it's a dub. Costa Rica and El Salvador have decent food. Yeah, man, I just don't know enough. I don't know enough. W ball knowledge, L food knowledge. My Central American food knowledge is shite, man. I'll admit that right now. It's so bad. Embarrassing, really. Man, you're about to smash the like button. I just crushed back and buys at the gym. I haven't even eaten. I didn't have my protein shake. I'm losing gains just by being here with you guys. Please smash the like button, man. Shawarma is Egyptian. I feel like I'm not qualified to get involved in this conversation. I don't know the history of shawarma. I don't know who claimed that. I feel like I'm going to be arguing like who invented the sandwich, and I can't win that debate. But shawarma is amazing. I do eat it quite often. It's awful in Argentina. The quality of Mediterranean food and Middle Eastern food in Argentina is diabolical. It is so bad. And it's not like, when you go to Germany and you want to go get a kebab, right? You're hammered. It's 2:30 in the morning, probably later, actually. It's probably like 3:34. You're hammered and you want something. You get a doner kebab. I know it's not shawarma, but, like same kind of family of food, if you want to say that. And you pay like €3 for it, maybe €3.50 because you want some extra sauce. And then you eat it and it's amazing. And then you pass out. And like the kebab like absorbs all the alcohol. Well, here in Argentina, the reason you don't do that is because a kebab will be like $12. So you could get a kebab, or I could get like 6 empanadas. So like I'm never ever going to go with a kebab because, one, it's not even like real falafel. It's kind of like shite falafel. 2, like the pita bread, I don't know what brand they use here, but it's like not very good. They don't have the proper sauce. Nothing about it is good. And it's the price of half a dozen empanadas. So I've never had good Middle Eastern food in Argentina. And they're all over the place. Like Pan Árabe places are all over the place. Somebody's eating them because they stay in business. But if you guys come down here, I cannot recommend. I cannot recommend that you guys try that. The Greek food I've had here too. Oh my God. So bad, man. So freaking bad. Answer this question. Constantinople. Oh God, we've arrived. I don't even know why we were talking footy earlier. Constantinople or Istanbul? Let's see. When I play Medieval 2 Total War to be specific, the city is called Constantinople, but I will say no more. How was the Chinese/Japanese food in Argentina? So the sushi is pretty good quality. The rest of the Japanese food, like katsu or yakitoris or anything else like that. Oh my God, what is the how am I forgetting on what the freaking octopus ball is called? Okonomiyaki, the pancake, terrible. Really, really bad. The ramen is also kind of bad. There's a single place in all of Buenos Aires that has good ramen, and it's like $22 a bowl. It's really expensive. The Chinese food in Barrio Chino is awful. Terrible, expensive, similar to the doner kebab, man. Why am I paying $25 for a plate of Chinese food that's terrible quality? And back in the States, it cost me $9 in Houston. I hate it. There's one good Chinese restaurant in the whole city, and it's not in Barrio Chino. Mexican or Argentine food? Mexican food. Argentine food is very good, but it has mid variety. Like, they have a lot of like bread, like milanesa, merluza. You can get a milanesa de pollo, which is like a milanesa is just chicken instead. You have all the meats that you would want. You have fiambres, which is like jamón crudo, queso, all that stuff, which is kind of Spanish anyways, but it's like big here. And then they have like empanadas, bomba de papa. They have like a couple other things here, but Mexican food has too much regionality. It just overpowers Argentina. I think Argentina's heaviest, best dishes might be able to go band for band with Mexico. Maybe, and I don't even know if that's true. Maybe. I just love steak, but that's not really Argentine. It's just steak. But the depth is, let me say it this way. Mexican food is like the Spanish national team. Okay, great starting 11, very good depth as well. Like Dani Olmo goes down a game, Pedri steps in. Somebody else, Gavi goes down, you need some offense, in comes Fermin Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Cubarsí might not even start. You see what I'm getting at here? Argentine food is like the Canadian national team. Strong starting 11, maybe the best in CONCACAF. I think I would say that they perform like the best in CONCACAF. But then you get to the depth, and it's like, ooh, okay, you got Ali Ahmed. Sure, you can bring Schaffelberg off the bench. Yeah, Schwanier, whatever. But it ain't great. Like the roster is like 15 men deep. Promise David, whatever. It's 15 men deep. They can't go band for band. Argentine food cannot go band for band like Mexican food can. Mexican food in Brazil is trash. Avoid it. Brazilian food is so painfully mid. Painfully mid, man. Unk, talk about fantasy. What about fantasy? The books that I'm reading? Oh, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. That's what y'all really want to. Byzantium, actually. I think in Rome Total War, it's called Byzantium. Takoyaki. Thank you, Squid. That was freaking embarrassing that I forgot that. The only Argentine food I know is empanadas. It's the most famous. What else is really famous? Alfajor, which is like a cookie sandwich. It's like the best way I can. It's like an Oreo, but like all chocolate, and in the middle is dulce de leche. But you can also get like fruit if you want. But if you get the fruit, then the cookies aren't going to be chocolate. They're going to be like vanilla or like pistachio or something. And those are more regional. That's more of like a Cordoba, Mendoza type thing. Buenos Aires is like dulce de leche, 100%. That's really, those are the heavy hitters, I would say. I love alfajor. It's so freaking good. Which national team with Latino American food? I feel like there's a pun here if I say France. Yeah, I think Latino American food is the French national team. Argentina is more of a Croatia. Oh, I like that. I don't really know anything about Croat food, but in terms of Argentine food to the Croatian national team, I would agree. American or Canadian food, if we're talking about food in the Americas, what does Canada have? Canada, I feel like is bottom 20 in the world. Not even are they not only are they not top 10, top 15, top 50, they're bottom 20. What do they have? People will say, like, oh, they got great Asian food in Vancouver. Well, that's Asian food. Canadians, what do they have? Poutine or whatever it's called? Maple syrup, which you can also make in Vermont. My dad used to make maple syrup in New Hampshire. You don't even have to go to Canada for that. I'm not even sure their pancakes are better. I bet you our pancakes are just as good, if not better. Because we have so many preservatives and shit in ours that it tastes amazing. I don't know what Canadians would bring to the table. Controversial Brazilian food hate. I just don't like it, man. Age of Empires, so freaking good, dude. Thoughts on Estupinian to AC Milan? Incredible transfer. Ecuador's defense does not get talked about as much as it deserves. They are cracked out, man. It's insane how good they are. American food is carried by Tex-Mex. I don't know if that's totally true. I don't know if we're carried by Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is fire, but I mean, would you consider like Cajun food to be American? Because that is really good. Red beans and rice, crawfish etouffee, boudin balls, everything, fried catfish, beignets. Well, would that be French? I don't know if that's French or Cajun, but I'm going to claim it as Cajun. You know, I think even cheeseburgers are grossly underrated, extremely versatile. New York bagels, I would say, are also slept on. We have a good lineup. It's just not epic. It's much like the U.S. men's national team. It's like ranked 30th in the world, right? We're going to make the round of 16 at the World Cup of food, and then we're getting knocked out by, I don't know, Japan. Easily knocked out by Japan, I would say. Who is the GOAT, Ronaldo or Messi? It's Messi. It's not even close, in my opinion. Native American food is so underrated. What is that? I don't know what that means. I've never had Native American food. Canadian bacon and maple syrup. Canadian bacon is just ham, dude. Mr. Migote, you're not fooling anybody. It's just ham, which is great. I like Canadian bacon. I put it on my sandwiches, but let's not act like this is something revolutionary. Heard schnitzel was pretty big for some Argentines. Is that a Nazi joke? Because it has to be, because nobody here eats schnitzels. Nobody here even really acknowledges German descent, I would say. Because most of them aren't German. Like, most of them are Italian and Irish and Spanish. There are Germans, but they're in the mountains. Deep in the mountains. And you don't see them. And they still speak German. Like, the Italians here don't speak Italian. The Irish here don't speak English, but the Germans speak German. Japanese food is like the Korean national team. So like great going forward, but questions at goalkeeper. Like I don't know what that means. I don't know how that metaphor translates completely to food. Iranian food is different, dude. Iranian food is good, man. Gumbo, yes, absolutely. That is American food. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Pula jumped in just to say that Weston McKinney will have a better season than Jonathan David. Doing Age of Empires. I would love to start doing some game streams. I think that'd be so fun, but I have to move back to the States first for that to get all my hardware. So maybe like November time, we could start something like that. It'd be really fun. Those first streams are going to be so bad, y'all, because I'm not going to know what I'm doing. And like technically something's going to break, but that could be sick. Navajo tacos are amazing. That's insane. Navajo tacos. I would love to know what they seasoned the buffalo with on Navajo tacos. Japanese food is overrated. You know, Christian, you're actually right. It is overrated because people will be like, oh, it's the best. It's the best. You just like sushi, bro. And mainly it's white women. White women love sushi, and they're always talking about Japanese food, but they've never had katsu in their life. They don't even know what that is. They just like one part of it, and they're like, it's the greatest. And Japanese food is elite. It is top 5, but too many people have it number 1. I agree. It is overrated. It is overrated. Mexican food is just spices, but Ahmed, spices are like foundational to food. You can't say it's just spices. Spices are what makes the food so different. Isn't Native American food just Bolivian food? Y'all know my take on Bolivian food. Bolivian empanadas are the best in the world. And Bolivians are like the gods of making stews. Really, really good, especially like wintertime stews. So freaking. I don't know any of the names of the plates though. Off topic, but are you ever gonna drop the CONMEBOL best 11 for last season you never dropped? Yeah, man. I don't know. Do y'all want to see me drop the CONMEBOL best 11? I can drop it if y'all want. It was supposed to be a collab video, but then that kind of fell through. So I have my list. I'm ready to go. We can do this thing. But I don't know if you guys want to see that. I was gonna make a CONMEBOL version of this stream too, but and try to tag Connor for that, but I think he's still in Virginia for another couple days before he gets back to New York. Jack is the #1 biggest Bahraini hater. I feel like a lot of people hate Bahrain. They just don't want to say it. I just say what you guys are afraid to say. It's really the point. You should do a food tier list for us when you go to Uzbekistan for a game. Oh man, that sounds so freaking fun. Maybe next stream won't even be footy related. It won't even be footy related. It'll just be like, would I travel here or something? Or like, I don't know, ranking every country that I've been to. I feel like maybe you guys would be interested in something like that. Paraguay food goated. See, Paraguayans get roasted here in Argentina for like not having culture or food or jobs. So I don't know. I haven't seen Paraguayan food. There used to be a Paraguayan restaurant next to my Airbnb, but I never went. I saw like empanadas estilo Paraguaya or something, but I could like the flavor was still like cut beef. So like I couldn't tell. Maybe like the flour they use is different, because in Bolivia it's a different flour, and that's what I think makes the empanada so good. Maybe they do that in Paraguay. I really don't know. Jack, what's your top 5 fruit? My top 5. Banana #1, like by a mile. I eat 1 banana, sometimes 2 a day. Blueberry second, has to be. I put it in every single smoothie. You can't make a smoothie without blueberries. It's diabolical. 3, I would go strawberries. Very versatile, but I don't fiend for strawberries like that, but I love like strawberry cakes, strawberry protein powder, any type of like strawberry-esque snack is really good. 4th, I go plum. Plum is really fire. Speaking of plum, I had an empanada the other day with ciruela inside of plum inside of it. So it was like plum, bacon, and cheese. So good. And then 5, dude, I don't really mess with many other fruits. Maybe blackberries. Yeah, probably blackberries. That's probably my top 5, but I rarely eat that. That's only like exclusively a smoothie ingredient. Have you ever eaten cuy? I have eaten cuy. I ate cuy in Cusco, and it was pretty good. A lot of bones. I wish there was a bit more meat on it. Takes them a while to prepare it too. It just like, I wouldn't get it again if I could get lomo saltado, or if I could get anything with like ají de gallina, anything. Like Peruvian food is too good for me to get cuy. And I know like you can get cuy in Ecuador too. Probably, I mean, can you get cuy in Bolivia? I don't know, but there's probably a couple other countries that serve cuy. It's just not elite. It's an Instagram food. I would recommend trying it because it was fun, but I've never missed cuy. It was like when I got a alpaca steak. It was cool. It was more expensive than a regular steak, and I will never get it again. It was just kind of a thing to do. Can all streams not be footy related? That might have to be the move actually going forward. I would be down for them. I'd be down for some totally like just, I don't know, Riz tip, how to get a girlfriend 101 Connor probably should not be on for that. I don't think he can give y'all any advice. But Bahrain is the third lowest testosterone in the world. Is that true? Dude, Ahmed, I think you're the biggest Bahraini hater. That's a crazy fun fact. To know the average testosterone level of your main op is a new level of hatred. I've never seen that before. Like, imagine if I'm just yelling at Connor. We're debating is Mexico versus Argentina a rivalry, and I just drop the average, like, testosterone level of an Argentine mid-debate. That's like, you're like crossing a line there. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, you haven't won since 2004. And I'm like, lowest testosterone in South America. I mean, gloves are off at that point. That's a crazy thing to know. That's a crazy thing to know. I respect the level of hate, but that's insane. That's insane. If you know your rival's testosterone level, that's crazy. Thoughts on Southeast Asian food? Filipino is underrated. Yes. Yes, Filipino food is so good. My favorite Filipino dish is called sisig. SISIG. Fire, man. But it's... I was part of Filipino Student Association in college. No, I'm not Filipino. I think I've told this story before. A lot of my best friends were Filipino, so they invited me. Did anyone think I wasn't Filipino? Not really. I blended in. It was fine. I got to eat the food and party. It was great. But Filipino culture is really, really cool. And extremely inviting, obviously, because I wasn't Filipino and no one cared or knew. I think a solid video would be look at transfer mark values and make the best teams on different budgets. That would be cool. You know, Tingus Pingus, that is cool. I wonder if I could make it like no, I wouldn't make it CONCACAF specific. That's a really good idea, actually. Someone screenshot that and send it to me so I don't forget. Shout out to Random Convos. It doesn't always have to be about footy. Yeah, I mean, I drop like 30 hours of footy content a month, so I'm sure you guys banana number one, lowest ball knowledge on YouTube. So I'm sure you guys are okay to get away from it from time to time. Channel's almost at 20K, so shout out to you guys for grinding. Yeah, man, it is a grind. YouTube is a grind. I'm really excited for this next season, though, and I'd love to see the community grow. I am trying to be more active on the Discord. I've been the shittiest Discord moderator / creator ever, but that is no more. And that was because I deleted it from my phone like an idiot. And then I forgot that I deleted it. So it was out of sight, out of mind for like 4 months. And I was like, oh my God, I have to go back in Discord. So the Discord link should be in the description. I will be much more active in there. I was active today and yesterday. That's one of my New Year's resolutions mid-year. More audio exclusive stuff, more active in the Discord, post on Patreon more often. Those videos are going to be unedited. Like, I'm just record. Is Giorana cooked? And recording, upload, and doing more live streams. Just chilling more often instead of like doing these research videos, which are fun. I love them, but they do take a lot of time and they're exhausting. Do you live a digital nomad life? Very curious as you're American Mexican. I heard last stream you're playing in Ecuador. Very interested. Yes. So I technically am a digital nomad. I live in Argentina. My girlfriend is Argentine. I only have an American passport. I do not have a Mexican passport. And I've spent a lot of time in Argentina the last 2 years because of my girlfriend. But before that, I was just traveling around South America. So the story you heard about me playing footy in Ecuador, which you watched the video with me and Michael, so I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed. I think he and I have really good combos about footy, I think in 5 years, he and I will be at the top. Not to be cocky about it, but I just think we have a really good chemistry and not a lot of people talk about the game like us. Anyways, back to the story. Martin of Ecuador Heroes, please go give him a subscribe on YouTube and follow him on Twitter. I think he's the biggest English account covering the Ecuadorian national team. Very good footballer as well, like very, very talented. He and I played pickup like 3 times in Quito. And it was so freaking fun. And the level was pretty good too. Like the Ecuadorians are solid, man. Really, really solid. So I just bounced around different countries. I was in New York for 2 weeks, chilling in my brother's apartment and Connor's apartment. My brother and Connor lived together. And I just kind of float. Although I don't know how much more floating I'm going to do. I do want to move back to the U.S. permanently. kind of soon and bring my girlfriend. And then, yeah, we'll do traveling and stuff too. Like go to Europe again for 2 months or check out Asia. I miss Asia so much. I miss Korea so much. I miss Greece even more though. Like I just have like a pain in my chest that I haven't been in so long. But that's because my job is remote. So I'm very fortunate for that. I busted my ass to get a job like that so that I could take advantage of this. And yes, it's freaking awesome. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. If you're extremely extroverted, I'm not sure I'd be a digital nomad, dude. Because, I mean, some days I don't talk to people really, except for my girlfriend in person. I have like meetings with clients and stuff, but I don't, or I'll go play pickup footy and almost fight like 3 different Argentines, but that's not always what people need. Which country is second low? No way. Uruguay is the second lowest testosterone. Going back to testosterone, that's crazy. My testosterone is like a little bit lower than the average for my age group when I got tested like 3 years ago. I think I was like 440, but the average is like 300 to 900 or something. It's a huge range. I'm like, how can that be? How can the range be that high? But anyways, I was like 440. I don't know. My diet was shite at the time. I was in a really bad place, actually. This was even before the channel even started. So I actually really want to get it tested again to see if it's improved now that, I don't know, my life is better. Bro, why only CONCACAF? Why only CONCACAF for transfers? David, is that what you're talking about? We can talk about something else. I'm in the chat right now. Y'all just say something. Unk active in the Discord. Joey is a miracle. Yeah, Christian has literally carried the freaking Discord on his back for half a year. Bahrain's average banana size is the lower than average and lowest in the Gulf. Oh my God. Dude, Ahmed knows way too much about the Bahraini people. You're about to get put on a no-fly zone. No-fly list for Bahrain, dude. You better be careful, man. Those guys, they might have the second smallest bananas, but they still got that oil money. So watch out. Praying, dude. Absolutely praying. I think we'll get there. As to Tottenham thoughts, this is hilarious because I made a video over 2 years ago, and it was called like 5 transfers Tottenham needs to make to win trophies. And Ebridge, as it was on that list. And then here we are, like after he's been good the whole time, but like now that he's shined with Elise leaving and Palace obviously winning a trophy, which is freaking awesome. I love Crystal Palace. I got nothing but respect for Crystal Palace. Now people are like, maybe he's ready for an elite club. It's like, you idiot. He's been this good the entire time. Oh God, when are you getting the Jorge Sanchez tattoo? No Jorge Sanchez tattoos, man. Absolutely not. Speaking of tattoos, everybody's tatted up in Argentina, and I feel so out of place. That not only am I clearly not Argentine with my face, how I dress, but I also don't have tattoos. And so like they know instantly that I'm at least from somewhere else. They don't always think I'm American, but they know I'm not Argentine because I don't have a neck tat or I don't have like a full freaking like arm sleeve like many of the Argentines do. The gym here that I work out at, oh my God. The women especially, like tatted like head to toe. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, hey, if you like tattoos, do whatever you want. It's y'all's life. But me, I'm just not really into tattoo culture. It's a little bit too much for me. Unk finally convinced Shadi to come to the States. It was the most intense negotiation process of my entire freaking life. But yes, we seem like we've made headway there. Where have you been in Asia? I've been to Japan, South Korea, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. I've been to 5 countries. My number one to go to in Asia is China. I want to go to China so freaking bad. I also really want to go to Singapore. And I'm up between Malaysia and Indonesia. I don't know. Like I think both would be awesome. And then Uzbekistan. I'm trying to get my girlfriend to go to Uzbekistan. She doesn't understand why I want to go to Uzbekistan. I'm like, we can ride horses and shoot bows and arrows and play pickup soccer. And she's just like, that sounds awful. But that's my dream list for Asia. And I think I'm gonna go again after the after the World Cup. Does your company have a vacant video editor job? It's been a slow summer. I wish, Pula. I wish. But my company, no, they're not hiring anybody. And also my job doesn't really require video, unfortunately. Or I would give you the hookup there, but not an option at the moment. All the Panamanian glaze all the Panamanian glaze the Panamanian Association paid you for made you rich. I wish this was true. I wish, because Panama is a very rich country, very expensive country in South America. I wish that I got a check from Thomas Christensen for 200 bands that was like, literally the memo just said, keep talking that shit. I wish I got a check that said that. Are you kidding me? Maybe I would get a tattoo in that case and it'd be the freaking Panama crest right here. No, it'd have to be Jorge Sanchez style. Yeah, right there. And Ariaga too. Like, okay, everybody's got this tat now. Everybody's got this tat. It's overdone. It's overplayed. It's not cool anymore. It hasn't been cool for 2 years. Sorry if somebody in the chat has that tattoo, but is your girl Connor's sister? No, I'm not. Connor's sister is actually dating one of my friends, who is a very good footballer as well, but doesn't watch at all, or I would have him on the channel. Jack, will the Super Bakuna Bros? What a fire random CONCACAF question. Will the Bakuna Bros help Curacao qualify the World Cup? I'm going to say yes. I actually think Curacao will qualify instead of Jamaica. I'm so sick of Jamaica. I don't want to see them at the World Cup. I was talking with Tack about this, and he was like, well, I mean, they're not good, but I would still love to see them at the World Cup because the fan base. I'm like, no. Forget the fan base. These mofos don't deserve to be at the World Cup. I don't want to see them at the World Cup. I don't want to see videos and podcasts and tweets and Instagram posts about how they're going to be, is Jamaica the dark horse of the World Cup? I just want them to go away. Go away, clean your bedroom, figure your shit out, and then come and talk to us. Because they have gotten way too much attention for how booty they are. And I'm done. I don't want them to go to the World Cup. I would love for Curacao to go instead. Got nothing against Jamaican fans, but that team, that federation, good Lord, man. It's a disaster. Argentine love tattoos? Absolutely. Having more than 5 tats as a man is zesty. I kind of agree. I think it is largely cultural, though. Like some countries, like if a guy's tatted up completely, it's like totally fine. Others, you kind of stand out in a weird way. Like if you're a Japanese man and you're tatted up, that's like taboo socially. Whereas here, if you're tatted up, it's like a way to say I'm cool and edgy, you know, kind of similar to the West in that regard, where it's like, oh, look at this guy. He's got a neck tattoo. Like he must be an alpha, or I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't even know if girls like it. I feel like girls who like tattoos, like guys with tattoos. But really is kind of a person by person. My girlfriend wants me to get a tattoo. Like she's kind of a hypocrite about that. She doesn't like tattoos, but then if I got a tattoo and my whole freaking arm sleeve was covered, then she'd be like, oh, that'd be so attractive. And I'm like, but I thought you didn't like tattoos. So I don't know. Everybody just has their own preferences for that. I don't like women with tattoos, but some of y'all probably do. Panama tiene dólares, I think is what that is. Yes. Yeah, they do. It's an expensive place to live, man. Uzbekistan have good chess players. I wasn't aware of that. I was not aware of that. Jack's parents are rich. They have a massive theater room. Their apartment complex is a theater room. I actually went back and watched the intro of that. It's the Mexico versus Honduras stream with the Gold Cup. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's so freaking funny because you guys thought I was like Bruce Wayne. It was freaking hilarious, man. I remember when I was recording that stream. So I'm in a public public theater room, and like there are people just like walking like all through the hallway, like just watching me. And they're like looking at me and they're like whispering to each other. They're probably like, is that guy mentally insane? Or like, because he's talking to a computer right now. Like, what the hell is he doing? Is that guy a Twitch streamer? You know? And I would like glance over and there'd be like 5 people watching me. And I'm like, all right, keep it cool, keep going. And I just like, boom, just narrowed in. But that was so freaking funny, man. How do you think Mexico will do against Colombia, Argentina, Ecuador? 2 draws and a loss. I think we can draw Colombia. No, actually, I think we'll lose to Colombia, draw Ecuador. Yo, I got a bet with my girlfriend for Argentina. So we cannot lose that game. I'll highlight this comment. If we lose, I got to take her to the most expensive sushi restaurant in Buenos Aires. So that's going to cost me like $200. If Mexico does not win, which Mexico has not won since 2004, I'm paying for $200 sushi. If I win, she has to take me to an all-you-can-eat steakhouse, which will be like $100. So a little bit cheaper. But Mexico cannot fumble this bag, dude. Mexico cannot fumble this motherfucking bag. I was heated when I said it. I was like, I think we're going to do well. And she was like, you're going to lose 3-0. She doesn't say nil. She's Argentine. So she was like, you're going to lose 3-0. And I was like, all right, you want to bet on it? You know, I just took the bait immediately. I'm like, fine, I'll take you to sushi. And she's like, I want to go to Fabrica Sushi, which is like one of the most expensive places in Argentina. I'm like, fine. I want to go to a steakhouse. Which steakhouses here aren't even expensive because it's like everybody's got steak. So yeah, I'm definitely down $200. If the game is in 2 months, and I might as well just hand her the cash right now. There's no way that Mexico is going to get a result. Jack, since you're in Argentina, which club in Argentina do you like the most? I don't like any of them. I think Racing Club have the coolest jerseys. I kind of support Boca because Connor supports Boca, but I really don't care. River are like the rich boys. They're the Real Madrid of Argentina. So by being an Atleti fan, I literally cannot support River. River, goddamn, I can, like my accent's going in and out. I'm learning. The more you speak another language, I swear it's like your brain cannot, like you lose your ability in your native tongue. So I don't like them. And who else am I going to support? Like Vélez Sarsfield, Banfield, Lanús. I don't know who else to support. The games are awful. They're awful. Maybe Independiente would be cool, but they're awful. So, like, I'm not going to. I've been to 3 games in Argentina, 2 games in Argentina. I'm done. I'm done, dude. No, never again. Jack will never recover financially from that defeat. No, probably not. You just gave your girlfriend a free trip to sushi for $200. Yep. Yes, I did. I'll be in Chicago for Mexico, Argentina. Can't wait. Oh, dude, that'll be freaking sick. You eating sushi, bro? I'm eating sushi. God damn it. I mean, look, I like sushi too, but Jack, do a DNA ancestry test to clear up the South Korean Hwang Hee-chan allegations. Is that are those allegations I'm charged with? It's better than what Shannon Sharp got charged with. I'll tell you that. Oh God, I've already done a DNA test. There's no Hwang Hee-chan. There's no Hwang Hee-chan, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how we got here, but there's no Hwang Hee-chan in there. Now I guess I could try again. Maybe they didn't find it the first time. But no, I'm straight, dude. Unc, you're a Tijuana fan. Is that a question or a statement? I'm not a Tijuana fan. I've only seen Tijuana play like 5 times in my life. But Dejan staring at our souls having a random convo. Yeah, this is all being recorded by the Canadian FA. How are the games that bad? It's a very physical defensive league. where the pitches are bad, the referees aren't great, tribalism's insane, like in a good way and a bad way. There's not a lot of finesse to the league. It's just not sexy. It's not fun. It's not free flowing. So that's why, and they're not that cheap for a foreigner either, because I have to buy the ticket from a socio. A socio is basically like a season ticket holder, and they know I'm American, so they kill me, and they charge me like $100 a ticket or like $200 for a ticket. Boca will charge you $200 for a ticket to watch ass. Like it's not good. Just support Platense. I don't even know who plays on Platense, and I don't like their uniforms. So no, I don't really want to. Jack, you ready for Tottenham to win a trophy tomorrow? I am. I absolutely am. Jack needs to drop a couple Indonesia videos to pay for sushi. All right, this is the last thing I'll talk about in this stream. Just so y'all know, like, if I make a video about Indonesia and it does like 20K, I probably made like $10 from that video because YouTube won't pay me for Indonesian views. So if you see another content creator and they're doing like hella numbers from an Indonesian focused video, I promise they did not get the bag. I promise however much money you think they made from that video, divide it by 15. And that's probably how much money they made. Videos from Southeast Asia, views from Southeast Asia are barely monetizable. You do not make money off those views. So I would have to do an Indonesian video. I would have to have like the most clickbait, raged thumbnail, like Indonesia's national team is scum, comma, here's why, or something like awful like that. And then a picture of like Martin Pies crying or something. I don't know. Or like the meme of Osama bin Laden, but like with Jay Itzis like photoshopped on his face, or Patrick Kluivert photo. Like it would have to be so bad. I would do 1 million views and then I would make like $100, and it would pay for half of sushi at least. So that's the business of football YouTube. Love the content, Jack. I appreciate that, man. Really do. Christian is 50% of DeadBall TV's income. Christian, I'm glad you brought that up, guys. Like I said, maybe 30 minutes ago, I'm going to be posting a lot more on the Patreon. I know I've said this before, but I finally have these systems in place to just pump out content. My life is a bit less unpredictable than it was previously, so I kind of know how to game plan going forward. So I will be dropping more videos on Patreon. And if you guys want to give me a video idea for Patreon, the best place to do it now would be on Discord, or you can just DM me or message me directly or tweet at me on Twitter. Those are like the best ways. And like, I really do read y'all's comments. So if people have like an interesting one, like, I don't know if Eduardo's still in the chat, but he wanted me to do a ranking. He suggested I do a ranking of CONCACAF transfers that happened last year. And I was like, that's a really good idea. So I'm going to make that a video now. That won't be a Patreon. I'm going to try to post that on the actual YouTube. But, you know, if you guys have questions like that, I'd love to make Patreon exclusive content like that. Like, I know a lot of Spurs questions. I don't talk about Tottenham that often on the channel. Could do that. Could be, hey, who's your favorite Mexican legend, or who's the most overrated Mexican legend in your opinion? That would actually also be a really good YouTube video. I've been thinking about that. Actually, last thing I'm going to say here, chat. And I know this is very specific, but I want to get a pulse check for this before I make the video. Who do you guys consider to be the best Mexican striker of all time? What do you guys say? I have no idea what the streets think. Okay, hold on. I should have been more specific. Because yes, it is clearly Hugo Sanchez. But Hugo Sanchez didn't do anything for Mexico. So I should have phrased that differently. Who's the best striker in Mexican national team history? Not the best Mexican striker. Who's the best striker in Mexican national team history? Cuauhtemoc Blanco, somebody said. Somebody said Jared Borghetti. Interesting. I don't think I would consider Borghetti, the best. Yeah, it is Hugo Sanchez, 5th in La Liga all-time goal scoring, period. It's done. But just Mexican national team. Who's the best striker? Yunus Mahmoud. Henry Martin. Jesus Christ. Okay. Borghetti. A lot of people saying Borghetti. Surprised by that. Hugo's existence is enough for Mexico. Man, I think he's the greatest CONCACAF what if ever. I think it's better than bigger than Adu. Because at least Adu played for the United States. Oh, I just went blurred for some reason. Borghetti, it's not a debate? You don't think it's a debate? Luis Hernandez deserves a shout? Yes, he deserves a shout. I'd probably have him 5, though. 4 or 5. No higher than 4. Definitely not higher than 4. Gerard Borghetti, Luis Hernandez 2? I can't put Luis Hernandez 2. I couldn't put him 2. Chicha, top 3. Okay. Okay, Chicharito, top 3. Who's some other names? Uribe, Peralta. Probably top 7. Top 8. Definitely better than Henry Martin. Jesus, not even close. Raul Jimenez, of course. Where's Raul? The stream's still going on. It was 2 hours ago. Well, this is the last question, bro. Rico, you were there at the beginning. You're here at the end. Raul, I can't rank until he retires. Okay, that is fair. Okay, so see, you put Peralta in the top 3. See, that's interesting. I think Peralta would be disrespected the most in a conversation like this. Even though I never really cared for him personally, I mean, the dude got goals. He got buckets, to use a basketball term. But he never gets spoken about. Akram Afif clears all. God, I would do horrible things if Akram Afif converted to a Mexican passport. That would be unbelievable. Peralta, one of the clutchest, yeah. See, Raul Jimenez, okay, he hasn't done it. Okay, I like this comment here. See, I need to make this a whole fucking live stream topic. Raul Jimenez is just outside the top 5 right now because he hasn't done it at a World Cup yet. So I was thinking the same thing. I think Raul Jimenez is top 3. I'll spoil my own future video. I think he's top 3. Look at the accolades. Look at the trophies he's won. That alone, first ever Nations League, 2 Gold Cups, Olympic. Like, his trophy cabinet with Mexico is insane. But he's done nothing at World Cups. So that needs to improve. Because if you look at somebody like, I don't know if you consider, if you want to throw Cuauhtemoc into the conversation, did he finish 3rd at 2 different Copa Americas? Obviously, the Confederations Cup, he basically won, like, on his own. I think his Copa America stats are crazy. If you look at Chicharito, he hasn't been amazing at World Cups. Really wasn't great at Copa Americas either, but he still has goals at the World Cup. Raul Jimenez doesn't really have that many minutes at the World Cup, and he doesn't have goals. So I think Raul Jimenez is in a position, depending on how the next 3 years go before I expect him to retire, he could be the best when it's done. But he needs goals at the World Cup, probably 3. And then, I don't know, 1 more Copa America or I think 1 more Nations League where he would carry again. Or if the Gold Cup's ever taken seriously, I don't freaking know. Then I think he could get there. I really do. Gio Dos Santos had a better national team career than Hugo. Well, Hugo Sanchez barely had a national team career. He barely had a career. So, yeah, no, he's not the best Mexican. He's the most talented Mexican striker, clearly, hands down. But it's just a shame that he never played for the national team. I don't think it's crazy to say Raul Jimenez is top 3. I don't think that's crazy. I think he's in the conversation. I really do. Now, if he's retired today, his argument is not that strong. But yeah, I think he's a bit underappreciated, even though he's the spear tip of the team right now and the spiritual leader. But yeah, bro, the infighting. How many like amazing Mexican players got into a scuff with the Federation Liga MX? I mean, like even Carlos Vela just still pisses me off to this day that situation can be remedied. Like how good would it have been to see Vela with the national team for 12 years instead of what we got? Absolutely insane. Jared Chicharro for sure. Yeah. Anyways, I might make a future video about that. Guys, I'm going to end the stream. Y'all have been awesome. I know we got off the CONCACAF transfer a long time ago, but it's 11 o'clock. You boys got to get to bed. I still have to finish my post-gym meal, which I finished my gym workout now 3 hours ago. So my metabolic window is closed. No gains tonight, but I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this more often. Not all of these will be footy related. You guys have indicated that you just want to chill, so we're going to chill. I'm going to try to get Connor on for the next one. We just chill. Maybe we do like, I don't know, top 10 fantasy genres ranked or something like that. It has nothing at all to do with football. And then, of course, I'll bring up the average testosterone level of Argentina. He'll get mad, and then we'll devolve into a CONMEBOL discussion. But yeah, Tajon looking cute. Yeah, Tajon's, but he got a lot of clout. I got to send his agent a bill because he's been on stream for like an hour. Everything, all links should be in the description of this video. Jump in the Discord. I'm gonna be more active in there. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Tons of videos on the channel coming soon. La Liga predictions tomorrow morning, and then a bunch of other CONCACAF stuff. So, chat, y'all been awesome. I appreciate you for hanging with me for so long, and I will see you again soon.